Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, approximately 12:30 in Honolulu, 5:30 in New York. It is Monday, 16th day of November 2020, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. Exceptional news out of Moderna today, noting that the efficacy rate is 94.5%, the effectiveness of their vaccine, and it requires only normal refrigeration. In other words, we do have a light at the end of the tunnel. The question is, how long will it take us to reach that end? And that means that we are in a scenario in which the economic fallout will continue to mount, because we had initially 22 million unemployed Americans during the heat of this pandemic. We've reduced that to about 10 million, but that's still quite a lot. And so it is critical that some sort of fiscal stimulus is implemented, and the faster, the better. Let's take a look at current pricing. Traders, it was absolutely a risk-on day with the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing at 29,950, up about 470 points, putting it at an all-time high. Gold, however, did hold well, especially when we compare it to last Monday's activity, in which we saw gold drop almost $100. Currently, we have December futures trading up $2.10 at $1,888.30. Spot gold is also trading higher on the day, $1,889 and change, between, call it, 40 and 70 cents. Silver had a nice gain also, gaining about 12 cents on the day, $24.89 per ounce, and that is a net gain of almost a full 0.5%. And that was aided slightly by some dollar weakness, down almost 0.2% at 92.59. With the risk-on environment that we saw in today's U.S. equities markets, I believe gold held up very well. It certainly didn't act as it did on Monday a week ago when we saw about $100 drop. We still had a pretty decent price range, considering the high was $1,898 and the low was $1,861. We currently have gold at $1,888, and that's putting it up roughly $1.80 on the day. My sense is that we've got extremely strong support at 1845. However, there is a big caveat, and the caveat's a technical indicator, simply known as a death cross. Typically, we look at it between a 50 and 200-day moving average. This is a 50 and 100-day moving average, but it certainly appears as though we could see the 50-day move under the 100-day moving average. That type of technical information could trigger additional selling pressure in gold. Nonetheless, it did hold up well on the day. And traders, although we saw an exceptional move with the Dow going to a new all-time record high, and that on the news of Moderna's vaccine requiring just standard refrigeration. First of all, the second piece of news was that the efficacy rate or effectiveness is now predicted to be 94.5%. We are still far away from this country being vaccinated, one, and more importantly, when you look at recovery times when we've had recessions in the past, it's typically taken about 46 months. And that means that we will have a tremendous economic fallout that will occur next calendar year as the new President-elect Biden takes office. He certainly will have his work cut out for him. Silver absolutely outperformed gold in terms of percentage gains. It gained only about a dime, but that 10 cents is about 0.4%, considering that the net change in gold today was about 0.1%. It was about 4 times greater. The other thing that we're noticing with silver is that although there was a large range in the same way we witnessed gold have a large range, it closed much closer to the high. And I believe the most important thing is it closed at the 50-day moving average. You can see that right here. And that, to me, is an indication that silver is reacting not only as the sister metal or safe haven asset, which held its ground today, but also the industrial component of silver. In terms of support and resistance in silver, we still see support at approximately $23, and we see major resistance at $25.77. President-elect Biden certainly has his work cut out for him. He will enter in January with one of the most severe economic recessions we have seen over the last 20 or 30 years. That being said, if fiscal stimulus isn't passed prior to that, I believe that that needs to be his first course of action, because while we have light at the end of the tunnel, people need a bridge. Those dramatically affected need a bridge to get them from here to when we have a new sense of normal. And to that end, I pray that we get some sort of stimulus passed prior to that, although it seems unlikely. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for the next daily update and review. Bye-bye.